Now, one of the government's flagship academy schools, praised by the Prime Minister for its brilliance, has been accused of systematic, widespread cheating in its GCSE exams. This programme has seen statements from 24 pupils and teachers from Kingsdale Foundation School in South London alleging blatant cheating in 6 academic subjects and 10 different qualifications. Well, our research has raised serious questions about the accountability of academies and the system in place to investigate alleged malpractice. I went to meet some of the teachers and pupils who have turned whistleblower for this exclusive report. A star school getting a star visit. This is David Cameron visiting Kingsdale Foundation School, an academy in South London, last year.
It's a great school.
He described it as brilliant, and Ofsted rated outstanding. Quite a turnaround for what was once a sink inner city comprehensive. Academy schools, which are outside local authority control, were formed under Labour, but now the Tories are pinning their hopes on establishments like this to transform educational standards for a generation. Events at Kingsdale in the last year, though, raise worrying questions about how accountable academies are. But we've discovered serious concerns that the school's really impressive exam record may not all be down to high-quality teaching and, indeed, sheer hard work. We've been past numerous allegations from teachers and pupils describing blatant cheating in GCSE and BTEC exams. Chloe Smith took her GCSEs at Kingsdale in 2011. She says teachers who weren't even supposed to be in the room went round telling pupils the answers.
The teacher came over to me and started asking me if I needed help with my paper, and I was saying, no, I don't want to help, I'm fine. And he was saying, are you sure? And I was like, yes. And he was like, started pointing out my wrong answers and how to correct them, and then started showing me how to get extra marks on the ones that were already right.
This former Kingsdale teacher, who didn't want to be identified, is one of 7 we've spoken to, who said they saw GCSE or BTEC coursework improved or even entirely fabricated.
After moderation, some grades will go up, some will go down. On this sheet of paper, they all went up. All of the marks went up, and some went up considerably.
What kind of range? When you
from a D grade to a B grade. And then members of management were standing around going, I know that student. They're very good, they're always on time, their uniform's always perfect, that can't be 12, that's got to be at least 18. And I realised at that point, actually, these numbers were being plucked out of the sky.
Last May, the very month the Prime Minister toured the school, a group of teachers at Kingsdale decided formally to blow the whistle and send written statements to the exam boards. Well, we've seen the statements sent to the exam boards last year, and they make for truly shocking reading. The allegations cover 6 academic subjects and 10 different qualifications. 9 pupils and 13 teachers wrote statements describing what they say is systematic, widespread cheating. More than a year later, the inquiry is still ongoing. The allegations have been the subject of press attention, creating a cloud that has hung over the school, which, whatever the outcome, has been hugely damaging for staff, pupils, prospective pupils and the wider community. The school's local MP has taken a strong interest.
I'm enormously concerned that this investigation has now taken more than 15 months. The instability must have a detrimental effect on those children who are being taught at that school now.
The school believes the allegations are unfounded and that its name will be cleared. In a statement they told us, we've been working with the awarding bodies to carry out a full and proper investigation. We're satisfied that the investigation to date has not highlighted any evidence of institutional examination malpractice at the school. The welfare of students at Kingsdale remains the school's top priority, and we remain confident in the examination processes at the school. The awarding bodies have confirmed that the integrity of grades awarded in summer 2011 was not undermined. 15 months on, the truth about what happened at Kingsdale is still far from clear. We've heard serious concerns about the way the investigation's been conducted, and that's worrying because it raises questions about just how well equipped the exam boards are to investigate allegations of cheating, wherever they might surface. Ruth Duggan was one of the whistleblowers. She taught biology at Kingsdale for 3 years until 2011. Exam board procedures clearly state they won't disclose whistleblowers' identities unless legally obliged to do so. But Ruth believes the boards could have done more to preserve her anonymity.
Although they took my name off the statement, they didn't remove my position.
So I was very easily identifiable, and they also kept in the name of children who I'd taught. So it was very easy to identify me by looking at the child's timetable and finding out who their science teacher were.
And there are also problems with the way pupils like Chloe Smith were treated. So you put a complaint into the exam board. What have you heard back from them?
I wrote a statement over a year ago, year and a few months, and they've never contacted me.
We found out that none of the whistleblowing students who sent statements to the boards have ever been interviewed by investigators. The Joint Council for Qualifications, which represents the exam boards, told Channel 4 News they couldn't comment in detail as the investigation was ongoing. But they said a thorough investigation in line with the published malpractice procedures was undertaken. Proper steps were taken by the awarding bodies to protect the anonymity of those making allegations. All allegations were investigated. There's a great deal of concern about a lack of coherence in the way schools are regulated, particularly as the burgeoning number of academies aren't overseen by local authorities.
There are so many different bodies that have some degree of involvement, that the net result of this is tremendous frustration.
That's also alarming whistleblowers. Public Concern at Work, a charity offering legal advice to whistleblowers, says there's been a sharp rise in calls from teachers with concerns and nowhere to go.
We were really surprised to find that actually it was a 42% increase in calls in the first half of this year as compared with last year, which confirmed that we were worried that there were problems in the sector. Because of the very disparate nature of the regulatory system in schools, no audit commission, 3 different regulators looking at different issues, the local authority oversight is removed. There seems to be a lack of accountability. People will, in the end, if it becomes too difficult, they'll give up. And they will stay silent, and we won't know about these problems.
Silence also surrounds the outcome of the exam board investigation into the allegations at Kingsdale, because we've discovered that when the report is completed, it won't be disclosed to the public.
I think that this really reveals something profoundly disturbing about the new academy status. I took the responsibility to the then Minister for Education because I was so concerned about the turbulence in the school, the instability when children, young people were preparing for their exams earlier in the summer. And the Minister, as he was then, Nick Gibb, basically said there was absolutely nothing that he could do about this because of the independent status of Kingsdale as an academy. And that is completely unacceptable.
In a statement tonight, the Department for Education said it was vital that all schools were properly accountable. The government has already announced its intention to replace GCSEs in the hopes of sweeping away years of controversy. But unless ministers also look at how allegations of malpractice are investigated and reported, their ambition to reform the system could be frustrated.
And I've written more on the background to that story on our website. So to read that, just go to channel4.com/news and follow the link.